Here we have it. Selena Gomez is back at it again. At the precise moment when everyone thought that the whirlwind of her fairy tale wedding to Benny Blanco had finally begun to calm down, she went and dropped a brand new batch of photographs that were taken behind the scenes of the wedding. To add insult to injury, I'm not just talking about pictures here. They only last a moment. These are the kinds of photographs that cause you to pause in the middle of scrolling and mutter, "Oh my God, she did what?" Similar to a meteor strike, the post was shared on Instagram. No warning, no teaser, nothing. Merely a series of unfiltered, dreamy, cinematic shots that have the impression of having been taken directly from an editorial for Vogue. When it comes to the caption, let's just say that it exploded across the internet like fireworks on the 4th of July weekend. There was a cryptic statement that Selena made about how she went from writing my vows to leaving my wedding earlier than the majority of people. The fans immediately began analyzing each and every word as if it were a line from Taylor Swift's songs that had not yet been released. It was a symbolic act. Did she make a hint about the drama? Could it have been that Selena was simply being her poetic and mysterious self? Regardless of what it was, the comment section soon became the subject of a comprehensive investigation. Within minutes, the mystery surrounding Selena's wedding became a trending topic on X. As the edits for TikTok began to roll out, even individuals who do not follow celebrity gossip found themselves suddenly emotionally invested in Selena Gomez's post-nuptial exit strategy. Now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about these ridiculous photographs. In a single shot, Selena can be seen standing barefoot in a garden that is immersed in sunlight with a veil that is billowing behind her as if it were something out of a dream. The joy that can be seen in her eyes is so genuine that it almost seems intrusive to look at it. In another picture, she is laughing while she is dancing with Benny. Furthermore, there is the candid photograph that everyone is obsessed with, which is a black and white photograph of her leaning into Benny's shoulder while wearing a wedding gown that is slightly crumpled and her makeup being perfectly imperfect. This is the kind of photograph that not only conveys love, but also conveys the sensation of love. During the time that her admirers were gushing over each and every aspect of her dresses, accessories, and the breathtaking location, the internet couldn't help but circle back around to one question that was especially pressing. How in the world did Benny Blanco, a peculiar and eccentric producer who was famous for his offbeat sense of humor and messy hair, end up marrying Selena Gomez? If we are being completely honest, nobody anticipated this pair. After Selena made the initial announcement that she was dating Benny, the internet went into a state of collective shock. It was a chaotic situation with memes, disbelief, and think pieces all occurring. It was widely anticipated that Selena would eventually fall in love with another Hollywood heartthrob. It could be someone like Zac Efron or Chris Evans, but it's not in the cards. Benny Blanco, the man responsible for some of the most successful pop hits of the last 10 years, was the person she chose. However, Blanco is not your typical celebrity crush, and yet it is successful. The kind of energy that Benny possesses is one that is uncommon, the kind that is grounded, real, and unpolished in the best possible way. He is not interested in glitz or attending red carpet events. He is concerned about her, to keep her shoes dry in the rain. He is the kind of guy who would literally take off his designer jacket, all for the sake of protecting her footwear. That is not public relations. Love like that is straight out of a fairy tale. Selena, who has spent years in the most intense and intensely scrutinized spotlight imaginable, appears to be more at peace than she has ever been. At long last, it appears as though the young lady who once sang about overcoming heartbreak and perseverance is finally living in her very own love song. The internet, on the other hand, is a place where peace is never guaranteed to last for an extended period of time. Trolls emerged from their digital dungeons almost immediately after the wedding, which was held in the United States. An individual asserted that Lana Del Rey referred to Benny as bacteria. It is possible that she did not say it, but let's be honest, it is highly unlikely that she did. There was a rapid spread of the quotation. It was recirculated by meme accounts. Pages devoted to gossip ran with it. The appearance of Benny was suddenly the subject of 1,000 jokes, and it was the punchline of all of them. And to tell you the truth, it's revolting. There is no question that Benny Blanco is not your typical Hollywood handsome, but when did that become a criminal offense? Rihanna, Katy Perry, Justin Bieber, Ed Sheeran, and Hoy have all had their songs featured on the charts thanks to the work of this individual. One of the most accomplished producers of his generation, he works in the music industry, but for some reason, the only thing that people want to talk about is his unibrow or the kinds of clothes he wears. It's almost as if people have forgotten what talent looks like when it isn't filtered through the lighting of a six-pack and jawline. What's interesting, however, is right here. Benny is devoid of concern while he laughs at it. He takes the jokes in stride, he posts whatever he wants, wears whatever he wants, and continues to walk hand in hand with Selena Gomez without being bothered by anyone. The majority of people can only dream of having such confidence. When we talk about being unbothered, we should mention that Benny's Instagram has become a digital phenomenon. Over 10 million people have liked his most recent post. In light of the fact that he only has approximately 3.5 million followers, that is absolutely insane. Carry out the calculations. In other words, more people liked his post than even followed him on social media. It's not typical at all. It's the Selena effect, of course. Her followers, who are known as Selenators, are a powerful force. They are completely committed to the person they love. They mobilize more quickly than a Marvel crossover in terms of stress, likes, comments, reposts, and digital fan art collectively. And now, as a result of your marriage, Benny has inherited that fandom. You are able to observe the precise instant when the algorithm begins to tilt in his favor. As a result of his videos becoming popular on Explore pages, his engagement has skyrocketed, and the man who used to simply post random pictures of food is now considered internet royalty. An old video of Benny, in which he is seen dancing while wearing heels and kissing another man, has recently surfaced on the internet. This is due to the fact that the internet is incapable of ever allowing people to simply be happy. Overnight, the video clip became extremely popular. It's time for the detectives at home. Some individuals began to examine the lighting, the background, and the year in an effort to determine the context of the situation. Could it have been from a joke, a music video, or a party? Nobody was aware of it. Nevertheless, this did not prevent the speculation machine from uncontrollably spinning out of control. The thing is as follows. It is often overlooked that Benny Blanco has always been a peculiar individual. He has never been afraid to express himself, to be strange, or to test the limits of what is acceptable. It is because of this that he is considered to be such a creative genius. That being said, it's possible that the video is nothing more than him having a good time and not caring what other people think. And to tell you the truth, that is very cool. Now that we have that out of the way, let's shift gears, because while fans are completely obsessed with the romance, financial experts are beginning to talk about something completely different. It is money. It is estimated that Selena Gomez has a net worth of $1,300,000,000, 0 cents. The answer is yes. With a rare beauty empire, which has blossomed into one of the most successful celebrity brands of the decade, is primarily responsible for this incredible success. On the other hand, Benny Blanco has a net worth of approximately $50 million. That is a significant difference, despite the fact that it is impressive. Cue the pieces of the puzzle. What happens when two people who are extremely successful but have vastly different net worths get married is something that suddenly fascinates financial analysts. According to Bobby Rebel, a financial advisor, marriage is the single most important factor in determining how you should handle your finances, regardless of how much money you have. To put it another way, even billionaires are required to discuss their financial plans. In the event that there is a significant disparity in wealth, she emphasized that prenuptial agreements and open communication regarding financial matters are not only prudent, but necessary. The reason for this is not because there is a lack of trust, but rather because there is a need for clarity when it comes to financial matters. This is the part that everyone seems to be missing. Despite the fact that Benny is not a billionaire, he is not exactly fighting for his life, the man has amassed a fortune of $50 million as a result of producing some of the most successful songs in the history of modern pop music. That is not money that belongs to Selena plus one. Every single dollar was earned through the use of talent and some hustle money. And that completely alters the situation, because what this actually indicates is that neither one of them is financially dependent on the other anymore. They are equal not in terms of numbers, but in terms of their autonomy. And that is a potent claim. This indicates that their relationship is founded on free will rather than dependence. The best way to put it was by Sandra Myers, a celebrity matchmaker. When a couple stops communicating about their wealth, it could become a burden for them. Also, if there's one thing that Selena is known for, it is her honesty regarding her feelings. The fact that she is able to communicate through her songs, her interviews, and her activism is what accounts for the fact that she is so approachable. What do you mean by the notion that money could drive a wedge between them? Not likely at all. In order to allow that to take place, they are too mature, too grounded, and too aware of the noise that the world makes. So this is my opinion on the matter. When it comes to love, the rules do not change, despite the fact that people enjoy fantasizing about billionaires living on a different planet. It is true that Selena and Benny have private jets and mansions in Malibu, but the real magic lies in the fact that they appear to be perfectly normal together. It appears as though they are the best of friends who just so happen to have bank accounts that are large enough to purchase an island if they so desire. They cook, they laugh, and they troll each other online simultaneously. It is precisely for this reason that people are unable to stop watching them. Despite their vast wealth and fame, they have a striking resemblance to us. Two people who have just discovered something that is extremely rare and have decided not to let the rest of the world destroy it. So here we are, a few weeks after the wedding, and Selena Gomez has once again managed to dominate every corner of pop culture without even making an effort to do so. A single cryptic caption and a few photographs are all it takes for the internet to suddenly become a source of new theories, new headlines, and new obsessions. It's possible that this is what makes Selena Gomez so stunning. Her ability to give us just enough to keep us hooked while still maintaining her own life is a skill that she possesses. Regarding Benny Blanco, it is undeniable that he is the one she has chosen, despite the fact that he may not have been the love story that anyone anticipated. When you consider the way in which they look at each other, it is not difficult to understand why. Therefore, it is possible for the experts to discuss the finances, for the trolls to criticize his fashion choices, and for the internet to continue searching for clues regarding that mysterious caption. Nevertheless, from where I am seated, it appears that this is the genuine article, simply because when you take away the headlines, the theories, and the chaos, you are left with something that is fairly straightforward. A girl who has at long last discovered peace and a guy who fills her with laughter. And to tell you the truth, that is worth more than any beauty brand that could ever be worth $1 billion. Congratulations are in order if you have made it this far. You have successfully made it through yet another round of celebrity pandemonium. Now, however, I have a feeling that this story is not yet over. The opposite is true, mainly due to the fact that if there is one thing that we are aware of regarding Selena Gomez, it is that she always has one more surprise reserved for her. Stay tuned, and if you get the chance, make sure your notifications are turned on, because when she publishes the next post, the internet will not merely react, it will explode.